I do have some industrial, kind of the rustic look. And this box just has a lot of character. It's got some patina to it, got some, paint marks on it. It was definitely a well used, well loved box. But what generated all of the conversation was what's in the box.
Well, if you got a dollar on just a lousy down, know that I got rhythm that could suit your budget fine.
Hey, this is Patrick with the Trusty Mercantile. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time, Trusty Mercantile is an online reseller with primarily focus and presence on Etsy, a little bit on eBay, and then I also do live sales on YouTube directly to the customer Thursday nights at 8 p.m. on this YouTube channel. I was recording a couple different videos, pulling a couple of different items together and trying to, plan out some content. My New Year's resolution for 2021 is to do a little bit better on getting video content out onto my channel. And this one I decided to kind of throw in as a, not really last minute, but kind of as a specialty one, because what was happening is around the holidays, I ended up in some other live sales, some other live chats that were going on, and we happened to start talking about this one particular item that I had picked up at an estate sale. And it actually generated a lot of conversation, far more than I would have expected. And it's just a situation where I happened to go to an estate sale. It was very well run. It was a private estate sale. You did it with reservations, so I was the only person that was in the building while I was there. They had basically kind of a last minute rush where the house sold faster than they had anticipated, so suddenly everything had to go, and I found myself picking up things that I wouldn't normally pick up. Again, my primary presence is Etsy. That's a lot of porcelain, pottery, glass, more fine antiques and specialty items. A little bit on eBay, which I haven't figured out eBay. And then I have but I also do have a local brick and mortar booth at a vintage mall called the Rustic Fox in North Aurora, Illinois. And so I do sometimes pick up things for that. And so I had this opportunity of getting things at really good prices. And to a certain extent, I was picking them up without knowing what to do with them. And this ended up being one of them. So initially, and admittedly, the reason I primarily picked this up was for this box. I was looking at this primarily as possibly using as a riser or some sort of way to elevate pieces at my booth at the Rustic Fox. I do have some industrial, kind of the rustic look. And this box just has a lot of character. It's got some patina to it, got some paint marks on it. It was definitely a well used, well loved box. But what generated all of the conversation was what's in the box. I'll try and open this up without spilling everything out. You can see there are these little, for people of a certain age, my age, I think they're film strip canisters. I don't know if they were originally used for something else initially, but back in the 70s, you had these little plastic canisters. They had a little lid that pops up. There's a little hinge that keeps it on there. And I don't think it's a film canister because it's very, very short. What I remembered was the negative, of a film strip would be curled up. So maybe this was for film negatives, maybe after they were done. I don't know. I don't really remember. This isn't what's special about them. What's special about what's in there is this. So this happens to say is a pepper chili. I think it says HAL, so jalapeno pepper. Of course, I picked the one that I can't read. This one says Bush Beans Top-Notch Golden Wax. And then it has the word number 78 on it. This one also says 78. This one says Marketer Cucumber 75. So what this is an entire box it's an old seed box, or was used to store seeds. Now, what I find interesting is almost every item in here has a date. There are a couple of exceptions. This is a slightly different canister. This is Fresno Chili Grande Pepper, but that does not have a date on it. But all of the ones that do have dates, they are all 77, 77, 77, 77, 78, 77, 77, 77. Here's another. No, this one does have a date. 77. A lot of these are 77. I think there was one that was earlier. Yeah, 75 for the cucumber. But most of them are 77 and 78. Here's a rutabaga purple top. That's also 1975. And they all have seeds in them. So this is the rutabaga purple top 1975. There's no way you're able to see this. They're very, very small seeds. See if we can focus on there. There goes one. I've got a rutabagas growing on my dining room table. So you can kind of see the side of these. What the conversation and why it generated some conversation was the idea, are these any good? So these are seeds, I guess, like heirloom seeds. There's tomato beefsteak, beets, Crosby, early Egyptian. I am not a gardener. I have no interest in being a gardener, although I was intrigued by these. It's literally a package of peanuts, because I guess to grow peanuts, you sow peanuts. So this does not have a date on it, but like you can tell, there's definitely some age. I would say 70s, 80s. Even if the rest of these weren't marked, I would have guessed this was like 70s or 80s. It does have a barcode on it, which became popular in late 70s, common in the 80s. You can see that some of these have split open. So the question ends up being is, how do you know if seeds are actually any good? And I don't know the answer to that. And several people who were exceptionally helpful and were very had full of suggestions were like, oh, well, you should just, try, sow a couple of them, just have a little pot and start to see if you can get them to, what's the word they use? Germinate, I think is the word. Yeah, that ain't happening. This box has at least 2 dozen, 3 dozen. There's no way I'm going to do this. So the ones that are in here, some of them are very full. Some of them barely have anything in them. So I'm doing it this way. So this one is the Radish All Season White. I didn't know radishes were white. So that was from 1977. So there's just this mark. So basically what I'm going to end up doing is there were a couple people who showed some interest in, again, in the chats. I said I would do a video. What I can show, though, there's really not that much to show because, there's just these containers. Now, okay, this one's interesting because something's heavy in here. Oh, this one actually still has the burpee seed folder. So they must have gotten that. So like some of these, I don't know if these were if they were gathered from their own garden or if these were purchased. Like now that this one has the little burpee thing in there, maybe some of these are purchased. I have no idea. So there were a handful of people who commented and contacted me afterwards. I am actually going to offer these to those individuals. They just got lucky, right place at the right time. I'm going to give them for free. And I'm really hoping that they will try and germinate them or plant them or do whatever you do with them, get them to them before the spring, and then see. And then it'll be kind of an interesting exercise to see, all right, maybe some of these will survive, in which case you're going to say, okay, well, the tomato better boy, if that works, like, okay, you can actually store seeds from the 70s. They can store them for 40 years, and maybe they'll still do something. There were some fun things in there that I'll also pass on. There's like this little Kerr sealing book. So there's instructions of how to do home canning and freezing. There was the folder of these red onions, but there's no actually seeds. So just this one just has kind of the instructions on there. So it's just, like I said, this was just kind of a fun little seed box. Whether it started as a seed box, they grabbed a box, put all the seeds in there, I have no idea. There's receipts in here. This does not look that old. This must be the address. Okay, I'll probably get rid of that. This looks like the address of where I got it, so we won't include that. How to sow in-park starts. Park starts are the product of the most up-to-date plant growing. So I have no idea what a park start is, but there's instructions on how to grow them. Parks Gardener's Handbook. So there's some cool things in here. This is the Gourmet Vegetable Guide, the how-to booklet on vegetables. It's kind of cool. So this one is how to grow vegetables, how to cook vegetables, and how to can vegetables. Okay, so some of these might go into, I do some ephemera lots of some kitchen stuff. These might go into some of those. There are also flower packets. So there are seeds in here. This is the white hollyhock. Okay, this is sealed. There is something in here. I don't know if I can see it because the light's coming at me, but you guys probably can't. There are fairly large seeds in here. Can we get that to show through? No. Anyway, there are some pretty decent large seeds in here. It's called a loofah. I have no idea what that is. I know what a loofah sponge is, but I don't think you grow them by seeds. So you've got a loofah. You've got yellow hollyhocks. Now, this one's been ripped open, possibly by somebody at the estate sale. And so this one looks like weeds. Like it looks like just the plant material. So I don't know if there were seeds in there, they started to grow, or if that's the seeds are in those pods. I have no idea. Kind of getting freaked out. Those like pod people are going to come out. Red hollyhocks. You know, clearly these are not airtight, so I don't know. Again, maybe these will plant, maybe they won't. I do not have a garden. Even if I did, I wouldn't want to do anything with it. How to grow miniature roses and clematis in your garden and in your home. So some plant pot gardening. It looks like this is a cookbook. Creative Cookery. Cukery. Oh, cukery, because it's all cucumber recipes. Athenian cucumber salad, chilled cream of cucumber soup simplicity, south of the border sandwich, cucumber cocktail dip, and cucumber tidbits. So there's some photographs. I don't know who would have issued this. Recipes were kitchen tested by the National Garden Bureau. A baker's dozen kitchen-tested recipes. Compliments of George W. Park Seed Company, Greenville, South Carolina, 29647. So there's zip code, so it's past 1963. Another little tiny thing here. Here's how to plant onions. Pruning to keep your home more attractive, youthful, and saleable. Okay, the before picture is pretty funny with the big X through it, all the big trees. And then trim it down. Craftsman quality tools are the best. So this is actually selling the tools. This is Sears and Roebuck selling the tools of how to do all the pruning. So anyway, so all that kind of stuff was in there too. So this actually, like I said, I bought it for the box. I'll be keeping the box because it would be expensive to ship it. So like I said, I'm picked it up to be used in my booth, either to sell in my booth or to use to hold other things, or even just as a simple riser. It's a nice sturdy box. But I will be passing on some of those seeds to some of the individuals who showed interest in them. And I'm not going to charge because I don't know if they're going to do anything. You know, I would hate to sell them even for a few dollars and then turn around that they're just all dead seeds. You know, because no one agreed on whether seeds could actually stay viable for that long being stored in this way. There are definitely heirloom seeds and things that are stored in, you know, super great conditions or whatever for research purposes, whatever. I mean, I'm sure there's something like that. But these were stored in a wooden box in little film strip canisters in the basement of a house in western suburbs of Chicago. Not exactly a scientific advancement. So hopefully, you know, if they do plant them, I will hear about it. I will post some results to see if there's any success. Just thought it was kind of fun to share, fun to, you know, pass on the idea that, you know, people did. They collected their seeds. This was stored in a nice wooden box. You know, why they're all from the 70s, I find a little odd. So this was a case where I actually don't know what the case of the estate sale was. The house was jam-packed. So I'm assuming passed away parents or something along those lines. Who knows, maybe one of the parents had passed away earlier and they were the ones that did the seeds, and so they just kind of sat in a box in the basement. I have no idea. But I just wanted to show that out. Like I said, a little bit of a shorter video. Just kind of showcase. And again, watch for updates either here or on my Instagram page, which is THMercantile, short for Trusty Huckster Mercantile. And I will definitely be talking about what happens if anybody's successful in using the seeds that I pass on. So thank you very much for your time. If you watched this far and you're not already a subscriber, really would appreciate if you subscribe to the video, give the video a thumbs up, and you know, chat amongst your friends, share it, and let them know you found me. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Well, show me a sign if you're wishing me to stay. Otherwise, I say goodbye and finish out the day. And that sunrise in the morning and you got nothing to say. Oh, that's when I'll be headed on my way. Hey, hey, I hope I can't abide by your area codes, and I'm bound to wander down that endless road. Give me a good deal on something I can use. Make me an offer that I just can't refuse. When that sunrise in the morning and there's nothing there to do, will probably be the last time I see you. Woo-hoo, I hope I can't abide by your area code, and I'm bound to wander down that endless road. Well, if I had a dime for every time I felt this way, you know I'd have $1 million and a couple bucks in change. Sure was nice to know you. Oh, maybe I'll catch you on a New York train. Or maybe I'll never see your face again.